Assalamu alaikum, namaste, sat sri akal, shalom and good day. You are listening to Awaaz Community Radio. And today on the radio, we have two special guests from Whalley High School who are here on work experience, and we'll be talking about a very important issue that they want to talk about, which is racism. Now, if you have any viewpoints you'd like to share, give us a call on 0161 839 9817. We're on Facebook, just type in Awaaz Community Radio or tweet us at Awaaz Radio 122. Thank you for tuning in to Awaaz Community Radio. Your host for today is Syra, and I'd like to welcome my two guests who, as I said, are on work experience from Whalley High School. Welcome to Sahar and Rimsha.
Hi, Syra.
Thank you so much, girls, for coming in, well, this week, really, to do work experience. And, right, so the topic you've chosen is about racism. Now, Sahar, would you like us to kick off and tell us a little bit more about what is racism?
What I think people don't understand about racism is that it's not just about race. So racism is the discrimination of a person's skin color, religion, culture, and nationality. As everyone knows, racism is extremely negative for society, and many people may experience racism as a result of an individual's actions or because an institution's procedures disadvantage them, otherwise known as institutional racism. So the most extreme form of racism is called genocide. This is the planned killing of an entire group of people because of racism. For an example, Dylan Roof, a white supremacist who killed 9 black church members during a Bible study in Charleston, South Carolina in 2015. These black church members did nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with them, and they were very religious people, yet they were killed because of their race, and that is extremely unacceptable. More commonly, racism in society will see people being physically or verbally abused, attacked, and excluded. Racism can also be very subtle. Sometimes you may not be able to prove that racism has happened or is happening, but just feel a sense of unease. Also, racism is illegal, so if you do ever experience it, you can easily prosecute a person for being racist. As you know, recently there has been a hashtag trending and an organization known as Black Lives Matter, which Rimsha will soon go on to. Also, with extremists such as Donald Trump, who not only call black people lazy and refuse to rent apartments to black people, he was also found in contact with a member of the KKK organization, and also recently he banned several Muslim nationalities from entering America. Not to mention the things going on, such as Brexit, racism has increased, and we just think it's a really good. We just think it's really important and everyone should be aware of it.
Thank you for that, Sahar. And Rimsha, would you like to tell our listeners a bit more about the Black Lives Matter movement?
The hashtag Black Lives Matter started in 2012 after several black people were murdered for no reason. This hashtag was to raise awareness for black people and to make their voice heard. Black people all around the world are being discriminated for no reason because white people believe they have more power just because black people were slaves a couple of centuries ago. So white people believe they can just treat them like dirt, which is unfair.
And how about the All Lives Matter movement? I've also heard a little bit about that.
The original hashtag was Black Lives Matter, but white people decided to make it All Lives Matter. All lives do matter, but they are being more targeted. I understand that any race can experience racism. Racism can take place between people who have the same skin colour but a different nationality or religion. For example, a white English person could be racist to a white Irish person, or a black Christian could be racist towards a black Muslim person. So even though all lives do matter, during this specific decade we focus on all black lives as they are targeted more by the system, and Black Lives Matter is a unique contribution that goes beyond extrajudicial killings of black people by the police.
Great. And can you also talk about, either of you, about the fact that more and more Muslims are facing discrimination? And I know it spiked after 9/11. And Awaaz Community Radio was at a conference recently run by Tell Mama, which the MAMA, MAMA, stands for Measuring Anti-Muslim Attacks. Would you like to discuss a bit more about the Muslim discrimination that's going on?
So, Muslims are targeted and discriminated, and they're being called terrorists. If we think of this logically, with the Muslim population being 1.5 billion, if all Muslims were terrorists, then it would be the end of the world. What I'm trying to put across is Muslims aren't terrorists, and they don't commit terrorist acts, as Islam does mean peace. Also, with dictators such as Donald Trump banning people with certain nationalities, that is really unfair, especially the nationality being targeted towards Muslim countries. There have been many incidents, such as a YouTuber named Adam Saleh was on Delta Airlines talking to his mother in Arabic, as his mother couldn't speak English. Arabic is a major language spoken in several countries in Asia, and people on the airline claimed they felt uncomfortable, and he was kicked off the airline. He did not commit a crime at all. He just spoke to his mother, as we all do, however, in Arabic. There has been several incidents because of the racism against Muslims, and there's also been more incidents than ever since 9/11, and I just feel like Muslims have been targeted more than before, especially with people like pulling hijabs off and everything. So
can I ask you guys, Sahar, have you experienced any racism yourself?
Personally, I haven't experienced racism, as I believe we live in a multicultural society. Also, the school I go to is very diverse, so I haven't personally experienced racism, but I do know people that have.
And how about you, Rimsha? Have you experienced any racism?
No, I haven't experienced any racism because we do live in a multicultural society where everyone is treated fairly. But however, racism can still occur, so everyone should be aware of the risks.
So I'd like to ask you girls, I'm glad to hear that you've not experienced racism yourselves, and you are aware that it does unfortunately go on. And can I ask you, Rimsha, about the whole issue with Brexit? Now, you know, last year we had the vote where Britain voted to leave, and neither of you was old enough to take part in the elections. And Rimsha, if you could have voted last year, would you have voted to stay or to leave, and why?
I probably would have voted to stay because being a part of the EU provides the UK with a lot of things. A lot of foods don't grow here in the UK because of weather, so a lot of things are shipped in. And now because we've left, it probably increased like pricings and things and affect different people in different ways.
Thank you for that, Rimsha. And how about yourself, Sahar? Would you have voted to leave or to stay?
Personally, I would have voted to stay if I was old enough to vote. A main reason because Brexit is anti-immigration, and I believe that immigrants make our society multicultural. Also, immigrants have skills and stuff that we that are helpful for us. For an example, the NHS. A lot of the NHS doctors are immigrants, and immigration is actually such a good thing, and people look down upon it, and that's not okay. Also, with us leaving Brexit, there has been a 41% increase in hate crime and racism and a lot of other things, and I just think that with us staying in the EU, we were just much more diverse.
Okay, that's a fair point that you've made. Well, it's great to hear that you both have opinions about what's happening politically, and I hope that you'll continue to engage with it in the future. So thank you for that, girls. You chose the topic for today, and it was really interesting hearing the views of young people like yourselves, younger people than me, talking about the important issue of racism. So I'm sure our listeners would like to know a bit more about the fact that you two have completed work experience placements and how it's gone, really. So Sahar, would you like to begin?
So I think work experience at Awaaz Enterprises has been very helpful. It's definitely boosted up my confidence, and Sarah yourself has really helped me recognize a workplace and what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing. I didn't have much experience in that. Also, Awaaz Enterprises has been really fun.
That's great, thank you. And how about you, Rimsha? What do you feel you've learned while you've been here?
Well, I think I've learned, at first I wasn't very confident, but now I think my confidence has boosted, especially after doing this radio broadcast as well. And it has been fun learning new things every day. We did different activities every day as well.
That's great. So hopefully we hope that there'll be more students from Whalley Range High coming to us in the future, as well as other local schools. That's something we keep promoting, that we have work experience placements here available. And at the end of it, you get to take home your own radio show. How about that?
That's great.
Okay, well, thank you so much, girls, for coming in and chatting to us about the issue of racism and sharing your experience about work experience. Thank you to Sahar and thank you to Rimsha.
Thank you for having us.
Wish you both all the very best for the future.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Awaaz Community Radio with your host, Syra. Now, if you'd like to get in touch with us, give us a call at 0161 839 9817. Or on Facebook, just type in Awaaz Community Radio or tweet us at Awaaz Radio 122. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.